What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all are doing amazing and that you're staying safe and staying sane at the same time. I'm super excited to be hosting yet another episode of Let's Make Lemonade with Sharon Gugi, and today it's going to be a very flexible, very chilled, very conversational style kind of video where I'm going to be speaking with Elizabeth Wanjiru, and she's just going to be telling us a bit about her life, her experiences, exactly what she's gotten to experience in her life this far, and how she's gotten past all those challenges, just to inspire you out there to live your best life and to live unapologetically. So I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy this video, so please stay tuned for more of this.
I remember those times when I was having my lowest part of me and my esteem was so down. I even tried committing suicide.
What?
Like, I remember it was on a
welcome to my show, Elizabeth. I'm so excited to interview you here. Yeah. I've spoken to you before, and I know I've always told you your story is very inspiring, and I'm sure when someone hears it out here, they will be inspired to live their best life and to just make the most out of every situation. So I think we can start with you just telling us a bit about who you are. And then now we can get started.
First of all, thank you so much for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it. And as you just said, my name is Elizabeth Wanjiru. I'm 19, and being 19 for my 19 years, I can't tell you they were that good for me. I have experienced a lot. I have gone through a lot, but yeah, God has always been there for me. Yeah, no matter the fact that I've not been praying before, but when I started praying, I realized that God is like everything. With God, everything is possible.
Wow. I think I also always tell you, I feel like you've gone through 40 years. You're 19, but your experience is like worth someone who's like over 40.
You've lived so long.
Yeah. And in fact, I was very shocked when you told me you're 19 because I was like, what? Anyway, so I think we can start with you saying, you said that you never used to pray before, and now you pray and you love God. So what can you say has been a turning point in your life?
Okay, I've been raised up in church. I've grown with people who go to church, but it came to a certain point and I felt like God is not there for me. Even if I pray, I don't feel like it's doing anything in my life. So I reached a point when I was, I guess, 17. I just gave up on praying. That was after my Form 4. I gave up on praying, on going to church. I used to go a Saturday.
Okay.
I used to go one Saturday and then the rest I don't go. And then it came to a point when I don't go at all. So at that point I felt like I'm really lost. You feel like there's something missing out of you. When that Saturday comes, you feel like I used to lose something during this day. But now you feel like even if I do it, you don't find anything profitable when you do it. So it came to a point I stopped praying. But I came to a certain place. I met certain people who they were so prayerful. There was this one night I was going to bed. Then the lady who used to stay there with me, I heard her daughter praying, and when she was praying, she mentioned me in her prayers, and I was like, oh my God. So there are people who really care about me, that they even remember me when they pray. So what if I pray as well? She prays for me. My family who loves me pray for me. Like when those prayers come together, when God hears them, he knows that I really need this thing. So when I came to these people and I had this lady praying, I was like, I really have to start praying. So since then I started praying, and I really saw a difference, because I felt like something in my heart is being fulfilled. When I started praying. And now I now pray like every morning and every evening when I go to sleep. I say thank you to God for the day, and also pray that He may protect me through the night and wake me up with good health. Feeling amazing to start the day.
Yeah, and I think you've just reminded me about the importance of, as Christians, we're told we are the light of the world and we should shine our light everywhere we go. But sometimes, I mean, like you're saying, that lady was praying and she probably even thought you were asleep. She didn't even think you were hearing her prayers. But it's in her prayer that you actually found your way back to God.
Yeah.
So I think for Christians out there, it's not in the big things. You don't have to go have a crusade somewhere or at TCG call people for a meeting because you want to pray for them. It's in the way you live your life. It's in the way you touch people's lives that makes a difference.
Yeah.
So I think I'd like to know, have you ever struggled with self-esteem issues in your life?
Oh yeah, I have, like a lot. When I was still in high school, I used to live with my grandmother. So there was this time it came to a point when I felt like, okay, my grandmother used to push me to things and I felt like, why am I doing this? Okay, why am I feeling like I'm not supposed to do it, but it feels like she wants me to do it. So when I was growing up, she used to tell me that when I was born, my mom was like a teenage like me when she gave birth to me. This I don't know, but I counted the years and I realized she was I guess 21, 22 when she gave birth to me. So she used to tell me that my mom gave birth to me when I was so young, as in when she was young. And so when I got to Form 3, she was like, you know what, you won't even get past that. Like that will be the farthest you go with your education. You get pregnant and you stop with education. I was like, okay, then what's the point of going on with your education if that's what will happen? But then I realized that was my mom. This is me. I need to show her that that was my mom and this is me. I have to go ahead of her. I have to get to the point where you didn't think I was. So when I passed Form 3, that was then when I realized I don't want to play. Then when I got to Form 4, I was like, oh, so even without God I can do all these things. I passed Form 3 and now I'm in Form 4. Nobody prayed for me. I didn't pray for myself and I can really, really do it. And then I was this kind of a person who, when you shut me down in a kind of way, I really, really go down. Like I feel like
Meaning words are powerful with you.
Yeah, they are really, really powerful. I used to be like, if that's the case, then why then do it if that will happen? So I felt like nobody prayed for me and I still finished Form 4. So what was the power of praying? But then I realized that if that was me when I wasn't praying, what can happen when I pray and some people pray for me as well? I can go as far as this point. So after that point, and then I realized maybe things can change when I pray. So that was the time when my self-esteem was so low. And also when I had finished Form 4, and then I was this time my parents came. So my college things, they were like, you're not going through. So I went to live with my uncle. He promised to take me to college, and well, I believe he would take me to college. I used to trust him like so much. When he even told me I really take you to college, I was like, okay, fine. He even told me to change my course from what I wanted to do to what he thought would be best for me, and I really agreed because I thought he really knew what was best for me. So there came this point when he literally shut up. He told me he wouldn't take me to college because he had no funds, and I felt so down. Because he used to tell me when I was still in Form 4 that he'll take me to college. Like he really promised me when I was still studying. He even didn't start when I finished Form 4, but when I was still in Form 4, I remember when I was in second term, he had called me one time and told me that he wants me to go to college. That he will really take me to college and pay my school fees and all that. So after he told me he wouldn't pay for it, and he made me believe that he will, it really made me go down. So my esteem went so down. I felt like I can't do anything further than this. If the people I trusted like a lot, like 100% could do this to me, then there's nobody can like make me the better person I wanted to be. And then I felt so bad because I stayed with him for a whole year and I tried to be the best. Like I even changed how when I was young and I was growing, I used to be that person who can tell me anything, I will do anything I want. When I came to live with him, I really followed everything as it was supposed to be. Like I changed because I wanted to. I didn't want to lose the chance of going to college because of my indiscipline or whatever. But then when he shattered it, and I felt like, wow, if that can happen when I'm trying to be the best, what about when I'm the worst? Like, I felt like if I was the best person here and this happened, like I felt so broken, then it's better if I were the person I used to be before. So I felt so bad. That was also the time when my esteem was so low, but I stood up. I don't have to like stay on the ground forever. I just have to stand up and keep walking. Yeah. Okay. I remember those times when I was having my lowest part of me, when my esteem was so down. I even tried committing suicide.
What?
Like, I remember it was on a Saturday. I went to school as usual, but at that point, people realized I was down. Like, there was that time when, you know, I used to be that person that was so cheerful. When people saw I wasn't like talking so much, they knew Elizabeth is not talking. So there was this Saturday I went to school as usual. I used to go to school on Saturdays. I used to be a scholar. So I went to school, and I remember that Friday I went on a chemical test at the lab, and I came out with this scarpen. So I went to the scarpen class. So the following Saturday I had planned that this was my last day now. But I had decided that today is going to be my last week. So I guess I remember it was around 9 in the morning, 8, 9, 10. So I went behind the lab, and I sat there by myself. Nobody was around me, and I was like, I used to hear people saying that when you cut your veins, you will die very easily. You die with no pain, no much pain, but you just lose blood and you end up dying. So I tried it. I cut my veins, like 2 of them. I remember I cut this one, and I remember that the other one was here. So I cut them, and I was like, I felt like it really had an impact. I felt like I was now feeling so weak. I felt like I'm about to pass out. But since people knew that the Elizabeth we are seeing right now is not the one we are used to, so somebody came to check on me. So one of my friends, they came. That was the way to our washroom. So she went as if she went to washroom, and then she saw me blood was all everywhere, and she almost hit me because she felt like, why take your life? This is not the time. You still have a long way to go. So she took me to class, and when I got to class, people saw me, and everyone was crying. Like, my whole class was crying. And then I was like, I didn't try to hurt anyone. I was trying to take the burden out of us. But now, when I saw that everyone was crying because of me, I was like, so there are people who care. So there are people who are there for me. And then I realized that that's not the way to go. So I remember that Saturday, everyone was around me just in case I tried this thing again. And now, after that day, I remember my whole class started campaigning for me to school like that. Because the next term, that's when we used to elect the leaders after the ones who are there about to go, like, finish Form 4. So I remember my class campaigned for me as the school had done, and I really became the school head girl.
Wow.
So at that time, I realized when I was leading the school, I used to stand in front of the parade and address the school. I used to see everybody was happy to see me, and I was like, all these people really love me. And when you're at that point, when you have finished addressing the parade, and when you're about to go back to where you were, and then you hear people clapping for you, you're like, so I'm really of worth somewhere. So that made me be the person I wanted. Like, that's why I started. When I now Form 4 and Contemplating, I remember the time when I was about to now be taken off, as in that time when other leaders are about to be elected. When the new leaders were being elected, people didn't want me to leave them because they thought I was the best. Because I remember when the new leaders were announced, people felt like, no, why don't Elizabeth repeat? And rulers again, and leaders once again. And I was like, no, this stage. I have to go through it. I have to leave you guys. There will become more leaders. There are more leaders after me. As in, there were more leaders before me, and there will still come more after me. So that was when I realized I'm of God. That was the first time I felt like people really love me and people really care, and I can be such an impact to people.
Wow. I think I am so touched because I was even telling you earlier that it really breaks my heart when I see young people take their lives. Not just young people, just any single person take their life. Because I just want to talk to you wherever you are. You could probably be watching this and it's crossed your mind a couple of times. Maybe you're going through the worst time of your life and you feel like this is it. I'm done. I am done. I'm just here to tell you that God's not done with you yet. Probably you're done and you think that you've had enough of life or anything that pertains to being on earth, but I'm here to remind you that God is not done with you. You are important, you are worthy, and can you imagine Jesus Christ died on that cross because of you?
So
As in, it doesn't matter who doesn't love you, who's said what about you, who's done this and that. Remember that Jesus Christ endured the pain of being hung on a cross because of you and I. So I'm just here to remind you that because you are here today, God still has a purpose for you on earth. Please do not, suicide is not the option. Please find someone to talk to. In fact, because of that, I'm going to attach a friend of mine who does therapy. She charges very affordably and she's there to listen. If you really want someone to listen to you and you don't have anyone in your close circle of friends or family, remember that there's always people out there who are ready to listen. Suicide is not an option. You are worthy, you are important, you are enough, and do not think that way. God loves you, people love you, so take care of yourself and remember that you are important. You are in line with that. Do you feel like I know you've read my book, Let's Make Lemonade?
yeah, that was the first book I read when I first met you, and let's make lemonade. Let me read it and find something inside me. It actually inspired me a lot.
Oh, thank you. So I think for me, and this is what this particular segment of my channel is all about. It's about inspiring people to live their best life and to make lemonade with all the lemons that life throws at them. So what would you say has been your lowest moment in your life, and exactly how did you get past that? How did you get to make lemonade past that?
Okay, my worst moment in my life was actually a few months ago. When I was turning 19, 1 week before my 19th birthday, and there was this time I wanted to like be like you, write a book, inspire people. So when I was in high school, I wrote a story that was about two kids who were raised up by their grandparents. But in that book, I didn't write about me, like my family, or anyone. I wrote about a story, like it was a painful story of two kids who were brought up, but their life wasn't what they wanted. So when I wrote this book, when I went to live with my uncle, I left the book there before I went to visit my mom, because I was sure I was going back to my uncle's place for my college. So I left the book and went to my mom. So when I left, when my uncle told me he wanted to pay my school fees and all that, I didn't bother going back for my stuff. So he sold the book, he took it, read it, but I guess he didn't complete reading the book. Because that book, at the end of the book, there are people who died because of pain and all that. But he read half of it and believed that I was talking about his mom and the way his mom is treated us and all that. But the truth is, I love my grandmother so much, like really. So when he read the book, I don't know what he understood. Like he felt like I was criticizing his mother. So he gave the book to my dad, and this is where my worst part of my life came. When my dad read the book, I guess he also didn't finish reading the book. So he read half of it and then called me. He never called me. My dad never called me. But this particular time he called me and he disowned me, and I felt like this was the worst part of my life. When you have that feeling that one day you and your dad will have that daughter-father relationship, and also talk like a parent and a child. You know, I really wished to have that one day. But now he shattered it by telling me that he really, really disowns me and he really never wants me to be as good as him. And it really crushed my heart because I really wanted to have that father who, you know, when you're at school and you feel like you're having your friends talk about their fathers and their mothers, they're together for family, they're so happy. You feel like you lack something. When you know your mom and your dad are away from each other, you guys don't get to see each other as often as you wanted to. So it felt so bad. So when he disowned me, I felt so shattered. Okay, so the most painful thing was that he even told me that even if I come to post on him, even if I come to be the most rich person in this world, I should never ever call him.